Welcome to Mysticism and Earth Medicine. Visit us at www.magicandmedicine.blogspot.com. I'm your host, Dr. Candace Nadine Green.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 75 of Magic and Medicine. It's all good. Magic, mysticism, and earth medicine. So today, I'm solo again, but I have a lot that I'd like to share with you today. First, happy fall, happy Mabon for those of you who already took part in it. I did, and it was great. This week's topic, we're going to talk about mystical experiences. There are quite a few people who have approached me, no matter where I am, they somehow know. And they ask me, what do I do to have those type of experiences? They, as if there's some type of formula to follow in order to be able to experience certain mystical things. And I just have to tell you, there is no formula. I'm telling you that right off the bat. There is no formula. I mean, you can go out and read some overly complicated books. You can get confused that way. It's really hard to give a straight answer to this dilemma that some people have. I'd like to tell people the first thing you need to do is to remember that the answers to everything lie within yourself. For everything, you need to go within. That means spending some time in meditation and just talking to the universe. If you don't know your guides or have any gods or goddesses in your sphere yet, I just say open it up to the universe and pour your heart out. Just pour your heart. You don't need to write anything down. You don't need to memorize. You don't need to go and find yourself some type of guru. Just speak from your soul, your heart. And be honest. Be honest. And you'll see. You'll start to get messages. You'll start to feel different. Things like that. I mean, there's so many books on the market that tell you this is the way to do it. And I've read them. Yes, I've read them. I don't agree with everything, but I read them because I wanted to know what was going on, what other people were saying. And also, it's as long as you read it without taking it as like as word, as scripture, as the true fact and nothing else. Remember, it's written by someone else who has an opinion. And it may help those people who are absolutely and totally lost and they don't know where to begin. They don't know the first thing about sitting silently with themselves or meditating or things like that. So it may benefit those people. And if you're one of those, then read them. Read those books. But you're going to have to use a little bit of wisdom to try to sift through a lot of the written material out there, because not all of it is applicable and not all of it is for you. There is no one size fits all in this realm when it comes to magic or mystic experiences. There is no one size fits all. Everyone has different experiences, different ways of going about things. And I'll use an example. When I was first studying tarot cards, I mean, I do intuitive readings, but I thought that I couldn't give any readings because I had to memorize what these cards meant. Now, to me personally, that's not sincere. I mean, I would just throw out a card in front of someone and then recite something I had memorized. I could not do that. I didn't know what pentacles or swords or anything like that. I mean, now I know what they represent to me, but I could not do that when I was helping others, and I felt that I wasn't being genuine. And I read a book. I mean, it wasn't the best written book, but it was very good, and it was something I think the universe led me to it because I needed to see this. Now, it was a person writing about the same thing I was saying, that there's no one size fits all. You don't have to memorize, or you can't do anything. You can't give a reading if you don't know by heart what all 78 cards mean. And I didn't know. But this person who wrote this book, this author had said, use your intuition, use what means to you. Now I said, how do I do that? Now for me, it meant I had to go into trance. I had to get in touch with my guides and all of my spirit folks who helped me. And I could, when I did that, when I let go of having to fit in a box, I mean, the things that were told to me, that were shown to me from my guides, my spirit team, I want to call them, it was so, I gave so much better readings using my intuition. I mean, I know it's called intuition, but it's really tapping into the unseen, the spirit realm, those who are there, who want to get in touch. And I can feel when they come. I get really cold actually, and then I shiver, and that says to me, okay, they're here, they're ready, they've come, and they're ready to help, to work through me, to give messages for those bodies that appear in front of me. Now, for other people, that may not work that way, but for me, it does. Also, I mean, their energy is so high and so strong that I actually sweat when I give. If I'm doing one right after the other, I actually sweat and get very dehydrated because the energy is so strong. It's so, but it's beautiful. To me, it's absolutely beautiful. That's how my experience goes. Now, for someone else, it may be different. Okay. It may be different for other people. For others, I've heard other people say different things when they really rely upon the cards and they use your intuition to interpret the cards. I mean, I have the cards in front of me, but I don't read the actual cards. I mean, they're just there for a guide for other people, and to have the people, the current, look at it, to look at it for their own use, not really for me, because I'm being a vessel, and the various entities are utilizing me. And of course, I always protect myself. So you can't just open up yourself and have different spirits utilize you when you're not protected. Other people ask me, how do you protect yourself? There are many ways that work for not everyone. For me, it's simple. I don't like memorizing things. I feel like I'm in school again, and I did that. I mean, I was a great student in all of that through all my years, even grad school and doctoral studies, all of those. But I really don't like memorizing things. I just like to know. So for me, protection, when I protect myself before I go about servicing someone in regards to intuitive readings or any type of mediumship, I call on my guides to protect me, and I also bring in Archangel Michael. He always helps me and works with me and protects me. I wear my certain protection stones and jewelry that have been infused with my energy. I cleanse the area, which means sage. I sage the entire area. I also keep my crystals with me. I have these huge crystals that I set in the room where I'm doing the service. I have white candles. I have water that I made holy. It's salt in it, water. I also have clear crystals, selenite. I also will have my amethyst. I like to have my amethyst. And I will have my, I know the name of this crystal and it's slipping my mind. So that's what I'm saying. I have. But I have another crystal that also protects the heart and protects love and it gives off love. So that and I feel like such a fool, such an idiot. I'll remember the name of it afterwards. It's Monday, people. So I'm not feeling that well. So forgive me if I name slip my mind. I'm really trying, even though I don't feel well. I had an event this weekend that I'm going to talk about soon. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I protect myself with all those things before I begin to. I set that stuff up before I open myself up to be used as a vessel. But that's my way. Some people need books. Some people need formulas. Some people need memorization. So to answer this question that I keep getting, how to have mystic experiences, first of all, go inside yourself to find out what works for you. Because what works for me may not work for you. I don't like book stuff, even though I was a great student. I don't like memorizing. I love to read things. I love to read because you never know when you'll pick up something or you'll know something or things like that. I have tons of witchy books, of metaphysical books, of mystical books and magical books. I love to read, and I love to write. But what may work for me may not work for you. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to also share with you. Oh, and another thing I wanted to say is journaling is so great. Is such a important aspect of the mystic experience, to write down. I mean, you don't have to say today I did this and blah blah blah. No, just it's your journal. Write whatever. If you want to, sometimes in my journal, or I write numbers that I see throughout the day, and I don't write anything else. I separate my journal from my book of shadows, because I look at my book of shadows as something that when I'm gone, it'll be passed down. So it's spells, it's words, it's ceremonial things that I do, and I like to write them in my book of shadows. For my journal is just, there's no formula. It's just loosey goosey, whatever I think of. I also will cut papers. I'll look up something online that may be important or may relate to something I saw or I went through that day, and I'll cut it out and I'll tape it right inside my journal. So my journal, that's my journal. I strongly advise, if you're going down this if you're on your mystical journey, keep a journal. It's so important. Some people have their journal and their book of shadows as one. For me, I'm an organization nut, so I like to separate them. That's just me. So do whatever works for you. Now, this is such a great time of year. There's so much energy out there in this fall. I love fall and I love spring. I love fall because of I like to give thanks, be grateful for the harvest that the abundant harvest. So I like to give thanks for that. And there's also just there's so many wonderful celebrations in this season. Mabon, there's all sorts of things. There's Samhain, which is coming up, and I'm so excited about it. And I like spring too, because spring is new life, and that's when I start planting my seeds and getting my crops in the ground, and I love that. I went to RIC Fest, Rhode Island College Festival, for the second year in a row. I'm a RIC alumni, and I mean, this year it wasn't as great as last year, but it's very interesting because I was there wearing my author hat. And it seems the universe knows how to put like-minded people together, knows how to have them be drawn to one another like moths to a flame. No, and that has happened quite a lot recently. I was at an art event wearing my art hat as a vendor. And all of a sudden I met this girl had come up to me and started pouring her soul out about being a witch. And it was amazing. Also similar what happened this weekend at the Rick Fest. It seems the universe, when you're out there, this is what I realized when I did not put myself out there as this is who I am. I'm a mystic, I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm a healer. That is what I am. If you don't like it, that's too bad. But I'm going to be proud and I'm going to do the work that I'm supposed to do. When I stepped out in confidence, that's when the universe sort of put me in places where there were other like-minded people who were in the mystic world as well. Other people. Just it's not as if I wore a tag on that says, here, I'm a mystic. No, they just gravitated toward me and started talking. And then I talked. And I benefit from these talks because not only am I learning from the person, I'm also giving them something as well. There's something they're learning from me. So once you start accepting and embracing who you are and your mystic self, just watch and see. Watch and see how the universe is going to transform your life. It's just so wonderful. I've had different stages along my journey. I've been a Catholic, I was a Baptist, all of those things. And I don't regret those things because being in those realms, because I learned quite a bit and that helped me to deal and to understand other people. And that's important. I think that's so important. It's so important to see other people's perspective so you know how to reach them, or you can understand why they think the way that they do. And let me tell you, it has helped me so greatly, but has also helped me to be surrounded by those people who were like-minded individuals. And it was just fantastic. And let me tell you, while I was also at the Rick Fest, it's as if the universe made a parallel time, because I saw people from my college years, from the past. And people who, there was one who made me feel bad and was not a nice person to me back then. And they were probably like 3 feet away from me talking to someone else. And I knew full well they knew I was there. But it didn't bother me. That person did not bother me anymore. It was a parallel. I think the universe wanted me to see that, hey, things are pretty good. And I'm very grateful. I am so grateful. When I try to step out and do something, like some work that is not aligned with what I'm doing right now, it will crash. It will crash. That has happened to me. I set up this tutoring business because I was an English teacher online, and I was supposed, this is a couple of months ago, and I was supposed to tutor some people at the library in person. And let me tell you, every time that the appointment came up, it crashed. Something else came up in my life so that I couldn't go. And finally I said, you need to find yourself a new tutor. And I just ended the whole thing. Now that was the universe way of telling me, that's not where we want you right now. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You did the teaching thing years ago. This is where we need you now. And it is so important to pay attention. Sometimes I can be stubborn, but I am realizing that when things crash like that, that's not where I'm supposed to be. Get back on the path. So I encourage you too, once you learn and know how to be once you learn how to pay attention to the signs that the universe is sending you, and that you are not afraid anymore of being who you are, pay attention, because the universe is going to be talking your ears off, and your mind too. And it happens to me all the time. All the time I'm seeing numbers from angels. I'm listening to, I hear even spirits who once walked this earth come in a who once walked this earth in a physical form often come to me and ask me to do favors, which I do, and which is fine. So, and they even teach me things as well. So that's great. That's great. That's great. So I'm very excited and very, very happy. So it's all good. It is all good. And that's what I have to share. But I'd love to hear some stories from some of you. And if you want me to read them on the air without your name or with your name, please let me know. You can contact me on the website www.magic, that's magic with a K, and medicine.blogspot.com. Come share your experiences with me. Come share your questions with me. If you don't want me to read them on the air, I won't, but I will read every single email that I receive. I like doing that. That is such a great thing. So enjoy your fall, everyone. I'll be back, of course, during the fall, but I just wanted to say that to you. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the fall. Namaste. Blessed be. And I will be back soon.
Thank you for listening to It's All Good, Magic, Mysticism, and Earth Medicine. Visit us anytime at www.magicandmedicine.blogspot.com.